Hey everybody, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a great weekend. In this weekend's video, I wanted to go over some of my favorite long opportunities coming into next week. As usual, I looked through a ton of charts this weekend, and I'm seeing a lot of long setups that are catching my eye. So these ones I go over in this video are some of my favorite. And full disclosure, some of the first few I go over, I already have positions in as of the end of last week, but the setups are still playable, so I'm including them in this video. So first one here is GE. Touched on this one last week. We have this level around $14 here. It was support, back in March. It touched it in April, couldn't get through it. Uh, Earnings gapped up through it, and it's just been kind of dancing around that area. It's filled the gap now, and it's just kind of sitting there. But Friday, it closed a little bit below. It got a little bit below that 14 level, but it closed back above it. So what I'm waiting for now is for it to kind of, break out of this consolidation to the upside, because if and when it does, I think we can see a decent move here. So definitely one to watch next week. Next one is COUP. This one, it's the $50 level here, was resistance here, 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 here. Thursday had a nice move off the 50-day, big volume, couldn't quite push through. And then Friday pushed through, held above that breakout level on decent volume. So I like this one. We'll see if we can get some follow through into next week. That's COUP. Next one is TPH. This is a residential construction name. I've seen a few of these that catch my eye. Like I said, this one is one I entered last week. It has this consolidation here, this triangle. It broke out, kind of retested here. And then it also has this level here. I like to trade off a horizontal level. So this has this 1685, 1690 level that was resistance, acted as support. And then last Thursday, it came kind of back into the pattern, but it bounced off of there. So I really like the look of this one. We'll see if we could get some follow through. I'm kind of targeting for, swing gains. Maybe we can get back to those highs up here, about 10% higher from earlier in the year. And then, of course, you have your defined risk. You can put your stop, under this highlighted area or below the 200 days, not too far below there. So, that's what I look for in a setup. You need to know your risk going into it, and this gives that to us. And I think it gives us the potential for some upside movement. So I like this one. Another one here is FCEL, Fuel Cell Energy. It broke the downtrend line here, which is great. But again, I like this horizontal level here. We'll call it $1.80, $1.85 was resistance. That's where it gapped up and broke. Came back down, had a couple days where it kind of sat right above it, and it started to move up. So looking for this one to continue to move up next week. I like the chart a lot. And the great thing about it is if it doesn't do what we expect, which they often don't, you know when to get out when it starts breaking those areas that are supposed to be support. I call them potential support areas because you never know for sure if they're going to be support. So if it gets below that, you can get out, but I like this setup here on the long side. CJ Energy name here. This one's kind of just on my watch list. I want to point it out because it's just kind of been going nowhere the last couple weeks. So had that really nice move up in April. So if it starts moving again to the upside, we might get a decent move here. If it starts moving over 30, 25 or so. So another one I'm watching is V-Ray. I like how this one's setting up. Again, April had a big month, and it's kind of just been digesting those gains here. And now we're coming back to this, 730-ish level that kind of acted as the ceiling here, and it's kind of just dancing above it. Friday had a nice move off that level. So looking to see if we can get some continuation here. Again, we have our defined risk, really nice looking chart setup. So one that I am eyeing for next week. Next one here is ULTI, Ultimate Software Group. This one I was waiting to see how the earnings report was last week. So I was kind of waiting to see how that played out, but it kind of broke this descending trend line. Again, you have this horizontal level here around 250 was, resistance here and here and here, broke above it, kind of a crazy candle there after earnings, but it held these levels. Friday put in a nice day. So if it can stay above that $245, $250 level, I think this one makes an attractive buy. APTS, a REIT. A lot of these are looking pretty darn good. This one, the nice bottoming pattern here, just basing this $15 level. You can just see it clearly. Every time it hits it, price rejects it. Then all of a sudden it doesn't. So, that means that should act as support if it comes back and retests that. But regardless, when it breaks out of a nice base like that, you often get a nice powerful move to the upside. So this is one that's on my radar. Again, you have a nice clean level to trade against. A couple more here. This one's CTAS. You know, it broke out of this downtrend line after a nice little consolidation. And again, we have this horizontal level here, you know, we'll call it 174-ish, but it's sitting just above that. So if this one could get going next week, you know, we have our risk level here, and I think this could make a nice move to the upside. So definitely one I'm watching. And these last two are a little different setups. So this is LNG. They had a huge move after earnings. You can see that volume, just a beautiful move. You know, came back this $60 level right before, you know, it kind of was the old high. It was kind of sitting right there, then it busted through it. So what I look for here, I don't know if I'd necessarily enter it right here at 62.50 around where it is. I kind of want to see it digest the gains a little bit, maybe come back. Sometimes you don't get the chance for it to come all the way back. So, but I'd like to see it come back a little bit, you know, maybe to the $60, $61 level. And then if it looks like it's going to start moving up, that's where I would enter it, because my stop wouldn't be so far away. But I do like the looks of this. And again, sometimes a big, powerful move like this, if you're waiting for it to come back and retest your potential support area, you might not get that. Sometimes they'll just make a super shallow pullback, or they'll keep running without you. But there's plenty of stocks out there, so don't let it get to you. Next one here is CNC. This one also had a huge move here after earning some follow through. Kind of has a cup and handle pattern here. You know, it has this area 112. Here's resistance. You know, came back to it, resistance, nice shallow dip, and then boom, it popped through it. So I like this one above that. Again, this is one I'd like to see kind of consolidate, you know, into this level a little bit if we get that chance. You know, that would be where I'd want to take the long. But this is a nice looking chart. Even if you bought it here and put your stop under there, that's only, you know, 4.3 to 4.5% underneath. So not too extended, but I do like the looks of this, that huge volume breakout in an uptrend. So nice look there. But those are some of the ones I like this week. If you, you know, if you're interested in, you know, setups like this and educational material, and of course live trade alerts, check out, it's me and CJ Agresta, ttptrading.com. We provide you know, detailed trade reviews, live setups, live alerts. So we're really passionate about what we do. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But I hope you're having a great weekend, and hopefully we all have a good week next week. So thanks for watching, and take care.